Hello everyone, I'm Eire, and welcome back for more Persona 3 Reload. That's right. So, truth is here, I tried recording some audio like literally 5 minutes ago, but my dog started barking and interrupted the process. I just think it's a funny little blooper. Just a little bit of insight as to like any audio disruptions I may get. Yeah, my dog started barking. I don't know why, because there's no one there, but, you know. Ah, man.
Okay, let's keep on exploring.
Anyway, what I was going to talk about when I previously started recording my audio is why I like RPGs. Both the normal JRPGs, turn-based RPGs, why I like these ones, okay? I started out, like many people, playing Pokemon, which, yes, it's an RPG. You play the role of a Pokemon trainer, you get to customize your character a little bit, your team, all that. It counts as an RPG. That's undeniable. I started with Pokemon Emerald, I had it on my computer, loved it, and then my parents bought me Pokemon X, also loved it, and it continued my trend of loving Pokemon games. But eventually, you know, I wanted to start discovering games and, like, playing more unique things that weren't limited to just Nintendo. And so, one of the genres that opened up to me was RPGs. As, you know, there's so much room there. David got me introduced to Persona. I managed to get myself introduced into Fire Emblem, which, I'm gonna admit, Fire Emblem is,
Good teamwork, everyone.
the one I played is Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm gonna admit, Three Houses is not a great game. There was a lot missing at the time I played it, before they added their expansion pass and junk like that. Sorry, I had to yawn there. Anyway, I got introduced to those two series. I started playing more RPGs. So I tried out Final Fantasy, starting with Final Fantasy IV. I know, not starting with 1 is a real crime, but 4 to me seemed like the most fun one, honestly. Elden Ring counts as an RPG. I played that. I suck at it, but I'll admit, it's a lot of fun. I love it. I really do love it. And, you know, from there, like, I spanned out, right? I really did. I also got RPG Maker, the software that lets you make RPGs, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Now I can learn how these are kind of made, specifically in the software. So that introduced me to RPG Maker games, specifically Amori and Corpse Party. I have a rant on Corpse Party, I'm not gonna get into it, okay? But both of these games are impressive, especially for being made in RPG Maker. And those two games are great. Well, it's debatable on both, honestly. It's very questionable on both. There's a lot of controversy with Amori, and I am not a fan of Corpse Party. Let's see. Also, because I was young and I grew up in the 2010s, and I was a complete nerd, obviously I played Undertale. Because who didn't play Undertale, you know? I've got a weird take on Undertale. I'll talk about it at a later date. But basically, that's what I grew up with. I think Deltarune is better. I'm gonna go back to that. Deltarune, in my opinion, is the better RPG out of the two. I love Deltarune a lot more than I love Undertale. Anyway, point is, my taste and my experience with RPGs expanded over time. And then it got me thinking to, like, the classic stuff. Like, yeah, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy IV. What was considered, like, the classic RPG? And so, I played Earthbound. And Earthbound is absolutely amazing. I love that game. I really do. I could stream it, but, so many people played Earthbound before me. I gotta wait my turn. I gotta wait for a while. I also, like, you know, learned of Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger and all these, like, interesting RPG titles. Because to me, they're all just, it's so cool. The entire RPG, like, genre, turn-based RPGs, JRPGs, regular, like, role-playing games, is interesting to me. And because of this love for RPGs, early on, I think it was around when I started learning, like, a lot more about, like, games and such in general. I was still young at this time. I actually got into tabletop role-playing, so I started with Pathfinder 1E, which, I'm gonna be real, I love Pathfinder. 1E is not the edition for me, though. I love 2E a lot more. But then also the famous one, D&D 5E, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I love 5th edition, and my hot take is I'm not gonna buy the new rulebooks because I literally just bought them. I am not at all interested in buying more rules that just make the previous ones seem inadequate. I know the books are a decade old, but do we really need these? Just make the 6th edition. Or hell, stop at 5e. Don't even update it anymore. Just don't. Add alternate rules. Do anything. Do anything. Just... I don't care. Well, Wizards of the Coast is not gonna listen to me. I'm a small YouTuber. Who cares? Wizards of the Coast does whatever, and frankly, it's my choice in buying their product or not. Also, all 3 books of theirs aren't even gonna come out at the same time, which I think is, like, it's fair. I get it, books take time, but, like, that is completely garbage. The way that they're marketing it is that you have to buy all 3 books. Like, you don't have to. But they recommend that you buy all 3 books in this bundle. And if you're buying it digitally or physically, right, you're gonna get downloads, like, and it's gonna take multiple months in between each book. It's not like a short wait time like a week. No, this is like literally a month or 2. And if you're buying it on their website, they market it with stuff that's, like, not even, like, out yet. Like, they don't have proper, like, virtual tabletop functionality yet they're promising, like, tokens and stuff for enemies. Like, what? Why? It's not even ready! How do you know it's gonna work? I don't know. I just have hot takes when it comes to Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons & Dragons specifically. But Pathfinder 2e, I love to death. Although I admit the remakes of the books for Paizo, due to the OGL changes and all that stuff, that's a long legal topic. I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm not even remotely interested in the OGL stuff, honestly. Frankly, I'm bored by it. It is the most boring thing I've ever read. It's like all legal jargon. I can't understand any of it. This is stuff not meant for me. But yeah, you know, my taste expanded over time. That's what I mean to say. And overall, I have enjoyed RPGs a lot. To just fit into a role, to play the game, to do this stuff, you know? I accidentally hit my mic there. I hope that didn't mess up the audio too much. But, like, that's the stuff that matters to me anyway. Like, I just have fun with it. RPGs are cool. Sure, they can get grindy and occasionally boring, but I still have fun with them. That's just the way I work. I don't know. I'm built different! I'm built so different, man! I love RPGs! Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna edit in, like, a Wojak or anything talking about RPGs, but, like, you could probably picture it. You just picture it in your mind. That's right, this is an imagination training session. You can tell I'm pretty stupid. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah. Just RPGs to me are fun. That's really it. I like role-playing, not the act of role-playing, but I like role-playing games, you know? Role-playing, like, actually role-playing and acting to me is, like, kinda difficult. I'm good at, like, impressions or carrying a joke or anything. It's just the second it gets to, like, actual roleplay that's meant to be taken, like, somewhat seriously or half-heartedly or whatever, I have trouble with it. I really do have trouble with it. It's, not something you'd expect out of me, considering I have... Actually, no, you would expect that out of me. You know I have, like, little to no personality to work with. Like, I'm a very, dry person, in general. You should probably expect that I'm terrible at role-playing. I'm a lot more of a, how do I describe it? I'm not really a stats guy, but I'm also not really like a roleplay guy. I don't know what I am. I'm like a weird blend, I guess. You know, I'm mixed, I'm in the middle. I can't exactly figure out both, so I just try to have an even balance to make things work. I think that's what I am. Wow. I am tired today. Huh. Well, it comes with the turf of, you know, starting out the process of pumping out 3 audio recordings for 3 different videos to have 4 videos upload over the course of 4 different days, and then to record more Persona after this.
Hey, let's loot that chest.
Because when I finished off my recording session, I was left on a big cliffhanger, and I really wanna wrap it up because I'm actually invested in it, and I don't want to forget about it or anything. Let's see. When it comes to games, usually my first, like, goal is, like, do I enjoy it? Am I able to enjoy it? What comes second is, like, story, I think, or maybe art design. Art design, then story. I'm a very art person than the story. It's kind of why I hate realistic games. And by realistic, I mean, like, I don't enjoy GTA. Like, I really don't. I don't enjoy Red Dead Redemption at all, either of them. Like, I just think an overly real game can get incredibly boring. Like, if I wanted to play something real, I'd just go do it in real life. And sure, like, I can't go rob a bank in real life. But, like, that's what more, like, fun games are for. Like, think about it this way. If I'm gonna do a heist, like, in a game, would I rather do it in GTA 5, an overly realistic game, and I use realistic loosely here, okay? I really do. Or would I rather play Payday 2, a more, like, interactive and intriguing game to me? One that doesn't, like, punish me with terrible AI, and one that actually, like, works in a way. I don't know how to describe it without sounding like mean-spirited or anything, you know? It's just the difference in the 2 games is, like, the level of fun I have with it, you know? If I was to play the game completely alone, both of them, I would most likely have more fun in Payday 2 than I would in GTA 5. Because I like unrealistic stupidity. I like dumb things. I like the fact that my shotgun can set people on fire. I like the fact that I can wield a giant spoon and hit people with it. Meanwhile, in GTA 5, I'm just like, oh yeah, like, here's this bank. Go do a stick-up. Meanwhile, Payday 2, you're, like, right in the action. You're literally doing it, you know? It drops you straight in, and you go for it. That's just my take. I like a more, not fast-paced, but a more interactive and enjoyable, like, unrealistic game. One that just kind of clowns around and doesn't take itself, like, too realistically, you know? That's what I do. I like that. I probably, like, made, like, the world's most terrible take by mentioning Red Dead Redemption 2 is not a game I enjoy. Like, it's not. It really isn't. It's also, like, why, to me, like, if I'm playing one of those battle royales, right, I played PUBG for a while, on phone. Like, I played it mobile, okay, because I was, like, a school kid or something. And, I mean, it was alright, but then, like, years later, right, I actually get around to giving Fortnite, like, a proper chance and making it a fun, enjoyable experience.
We don't see that kind of
I just like Fortnite a lot. Like, I like it so much more than I did PUBG back then. It's not because, like, one has aged terribly, one has aged well or something. It's not like a matter of, like, time really, like, did whatever, or blinded by nostalgia, like, for PUBG or anything. Bluntly speaking, I just don't think PUBG is that cool. It's kind of boring, the colors are dull, I mean, it's just a shooter, you know? With Fortnite, it's like at least, yeah, this is a cartoony shooter, we don't even know what the hell's going on. There could be bombs, there could be Marvel characters. Have you ever wanted to see Peter Griffin in the game? Okay, here he is. You know, like, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's also why I don't enjoy a lot of shooters in general. TF2 is one I absolutely enjoy because it's just a classic, and I play with my friends, you know. I play it with my friends. David got me onto TF2, and I loved it. I really did, and I still love it to this day. Overwatch is like a weird take I have. Everyone, it's not even a hot take anymore to hate on Overwatch. Everyone hates it. Even the people that play the game hate it, you know? Man. But like a lot of shooters, I mean like COD maybe. COD is like a prime example, right? I think I'd enjoy COD Zombies a lot. Or maybe I'd enjoy, like the community maps, for Call of Duty. But I just cannot enjoy, like, a normal, game of COD, I guess. You know? Like, I just, it doesn't appeal to me. It's just a shooter. Like, the campaigns, like, it's a shooter with a story, but at the same time, it's like a realistic war thing. It doesn't really help that it's sponsored by the United States Army. It really doesn't help that. That is actually, like, one of the worst things that could probably happen. I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. Man, what are other, like... It's stupid talking about, like, realistic games and, like, why I hate them and stuff. Because I play Power Wash Simulator. I'm actually I'm actually trying to, like, 100% it. Like, actively trying to 100% the achievements on Power Wash Simulator. It's so dumb that I have this stupid take, and then immediately am a hypocrite by being, yeah, like, I love Power Wash Simulator. To be fair, Power Wash Simulator is an actually great game. Same with Cooking Simulator, actually. A lot of simulator games are, like, they can either be terrible or great. There is no in-between. There's no one that's just okay.
It's a rare shadow.
Oh, it's this rare shadow. You're about to watch me at my dumbest. Like, seriously, watch this. Run all the way around, run all the way to him, get him trapped, and still miss. And then, gone. I hate that rare shadow so much. And then immediately just in normal combat. Like, man, that is awful. It sucks also because there are some games I really do, like some quote-unquote realistic games I do enjoy, like Power Wash Simulator or Cooking Simulator. They're at least, like, somewhat realistic in what they do. But, like, the second it's, like, GTA or, like, Call of Duty or Red Dead Redemption or, like, overly realistic graphics that's like, oh yeah, this is just real life. It's really boring to me. That's really where it is. It's just the style that they take with the game. It's the graphic and visual style. I also, like, you know, I say that, and also, like, I played High on Life. I'm gonna be real, that game is only good for one playthrough. That game sucks. I don't understand why it was so highly rated exactly. The story was stupid, the dialogue was stupid, everything was just kinda dumb. The combat was fucking boring, oh my god. High on Life's combat was probably, like, the least exhilarating combat of my life. Like, there's no, like... It's not like Doom where, like, you're impacted by it, you're, like, intense. There's no, like, intense music in the background that's, like, actually meaningful. There's nothing to work with. I don't like High on Life. It sucks because I played it, and, like, at first I enjoyed it, and then immediately I was like, wow, this is fucking stupid. Why did I spend, like, you know, $40 to $50 on this? And then they made the DLC, and I was, like, half tempted to get it, but then I'm just like, yeah, this game is terrible, why? Why would I just get a DLC that's more of this game? I don't want that. I'm actively fighting it. I don't want this. But yeah, my take on High on Life is that it's just not a great game. It really isn't. And it's so disappointing, too, because it actually had the potential to be, like, kind of a good, like, comedy game. But so many other games have done comedy better. Just by being themselves, and not by being overly, like, tying to real life in a way. Like... Untitled Goose Game is like a prime example of that. It does it well because you're actively, like, playing a part in the comedy. And it's not the comedy happens around you, you know? That's another problem I have on High on Life. Having a silent protagonist in a game is nice, right? Sometimes. Like, for example, here in Persona 3, our protagonist is silent. And it makes you think, like, oh yeah, whenever you have voice options, it means a lot. Like, whenever you get to say something, it means a lot. Because you, the player, are picking out what the character says. But to me, I think it's very reasonable that this protagonist from this Persona game is quiet. I think it's extremely reasonable. You'll see later in the game why. I think it's perfectly reasonable that this character is silent, and it's okay for him to be silent. But in a comedy game like High on Life, a game that is supposed to have dialogue that's, like, extremely funny or have characters that bounce off each other, it really sucks that we don't get that at times, especially between the main character and any other character in the game. I might actually do a playthrough of High on Life for this channel. Why? I don't know. It's not like I want to see myself suffer. It's more like the fact I want to prove my point on something. It's that this game that I'm talking about now, High on Life, is just, it's not good. I just want to prove that point. I think the high ratings were earned at first, but it wears its welcome quickly. It's not like a multiple playthrough thing. That's my rant. That's my rant. I think I'm done ranting for today. I hope. And it really sucks because I'm talking about, like, such a weirdly bad game, while I'm playing an actually, like, a really good game in front of me, you know? I'm playing Persona 3 Reload and talking about, you know, what's essentially just something not even close to it, both in genre, in story, in anything, and in quality, too, because, God... I don't know, I think I felt like I had to take the time to do, like, a little bit of a rant and fill in some space. And maybe just, you know, maybe to help my case, maybe to prove, like, something, I don't know. To prove that I'm experienced at games, I don't know, like, I don't know why I feel like I need to prove myself on this one. Gamers have opinions, that's just a fact. I don't know why I feel like I have to prove that fact by mentioning a terrible game and a good game. I don't know. There ain't a lot to talk about, I guess, when it comes to this. Oh my god, this is that segment. Yukari cannot aim. Especially with this bow. This bow's accuracy is awful. One big joke back in the old Persona 3 games is that Yukari cannot hit anybody. Yukari, like, legit misses all the time. And I was proven wrong in this game, because it's like, wow, she can hit a lot. That's kind of strange. Why can't she hit in the older games? And then I'm thinking about it right now, in this moment, in this exact, like, part. It's this bow. It's this specific bow, this early game bow that has a lot of power, has a really good status effect behind it. She's the only character with Pierce on her, like, so far at this point in the game. And naturally, whenever you see a character miss so many times, you take them out. Like, it's just a natural thing. So it's weird, like, to finally recognize why that joke and why that, like, assumption exists. I do think that Yukari can hit things. It's just this specific bow has ruined a lot of gameplay for people. I don't know what the drops were in the earlier Persona 3 titles. I really don't know. But if that bow carried over, yeah, it's probably why. That's gotta be the explanation. Also, to be fair, the bow is not a very conventional weapon to be using at, like, kind of a close range, so... I mean, I guess that's another part of it? I don't know. A treasure chest. What did I get? Snuff Soul. Awesome. I'm kind of chill today when it comes to this specific episode, because there's not, like, a lot to talk about. It's just more Tartarus, you know? I know it's boring to see the same locale, like... Oh man, I think it's been 3 or 4 times now that you've seen it.
We heading up these stairs?
But, you know, I just want to show you the full process, and if I ever sped through these, like, I did, like, speed-ups of these parts where I'm just grinding, I kind of feel like you'd also lose out on the experience that I'd had. And, like, you'd lose out on, like, you know, what is essentially a fairly small chunk of the game, but if I had to speed through every area, you know, that I didn't go through for the first time, wouldn't it feel boring? Like, well, equally as boring. Because now you're not, like, invested in the location, you're not invested in the enemies, the combat, the people that, like, you're fighting with, you know? And plus, like, I have new personas and stuff to show off. I have things to talk about occasionally. I can't just dump those off. If you missed this, Yukari. Okay, good. I was about to say, if she missed, it's over. She's done. Arrow rain. Oh, man. Yeah, what level was it trying to get everyone to? I think it was like 18 or 19? Yeah, 19. That's what I was trying to get everyone to. I was trying to get everyone to 19, potentially 20. But the XP rate gain, especially in like the normal gameplay, the normal difficulty, it's kinda slow. You only really get more XP if you're playing on harder difficulties, which makes sense. But also, it kind of feels like the normal game isn't enough, and you need to switch difficulties. It's tough for me, because I want to make it more difficult so I can get more XP, but I also don't want to make it more difficult because I just lose a lot. Truth is, I'm not a pro at playing games. That's just the truth of it. I suck sometimes. I'm pretty sure every gamer has had their moment where they just suck at a game, or they can't, like, have basic functions in a game. For me, the primary candidate for, like, I suck in a game and I just can't do anything is, it's Overwatch. That's just the truth of it. It's Overwatch. That's the prime, like, area where I say, like, yo, I can't have basic human skills. Bro, I'm still at, like, the monkey stages of evolution, and even then I don't know how to pick shit up.
It's a treasure chest.
Like, that level of, like, I lost all function, you know? Oh yeah, this place was big. I forgot, like, this floor was pretty huge.
Enemy spotted. Let's take him down.
Man. I should probably get some caffeine in me or something, I don't know. What was I talking about just a second ago? Oh yeah. Like, I suck at games sometimes. Every gamer's had their moment like that. There are some times where I'm just straight up stupid. Like, and this isn't me downplaying myself or anything, this is literally me talking genuinely here. Yeah, no, this is me talking genuinely here. I suck at games sometimes. Like, that's just the truth of it. That's really, like, what it boils down to. There are moments where I make the wrong move, like, you know, in this game, for example, or I just can't wrap my head around a concept in a game, or I can't, like, do certain aspects with the thing, or I just suck, or I get really unlucky. It could be anything. And, you know, I'm okay with that. we all need, like, kind of a moment where it's like, damn, we really messed up there. Because then we learn from that mistake, you know? We just need moments where we mess up, we learn from the mistake, we try not to do them again, and if we do them again, we still learn, you know? That's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it. That's the thing that is the truth. The truth is stated specifically in the book. I got it with the user manual for my kid. My kid now has an extended warranty. Oh, wow. I'm terrible. Anyway, yeah, like, I just suck at games sometimes. I can't argue that at all. You've seen my Left 4 Dead gameplay, where I literally do everything wrong. I do so many things wrong. Shooting a car, throwing multiple pipe bombs at my friends. I can't even aim the pipe bomb. I make the grand decision of filling up the car with gasoline. Like, there's a decent amount of these where I suck, you know? The pipe bombs, though. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I accidentally chose this, and I was so confused, because I didn't want to choose this. I really didn't want to choose Inagami there.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
No, we shouldn't. We're never doing the same things, ever again.
Hey, let's loot that chest.
Ah, man. I just don't know what else to talk about in this episode. There's not much to talk about other than gameplay. I thought the floor plan of this floor, this 41st floor, was really weird. And I kind of vibed with it. They were right that the floors are randomly generated in a way. But I wish they were, like, large, I guess. Like, call me crazy. But if I want something to be randomly generated, I want it to feel large, expansive. Like, not never-ending, not endless, not overly massive. I just want it to feel big. In a lot of the floors that I've played, I'll be real, it's felt small. It has felt kinda small. I wish it felt bigger. But also, there's like a ton of floors to Tartarus, so I can't expect them to make it large, you know? I think a main part of this comes from, like, my gripe with Minecraft cave generation. Especially the older cave generation and the newer one, like, the newer one less so by a large degree, but especially the older one. If I go into a thing that is randomly generated, if I go into a cave that is randomly generated, or a location, or anything like that, right? I want it to feel large. Because then I'll think it is randomly generated, right? If I keep going into small ones, I'm gonna keep thinking it's predetermined in a way. Like, they planned this out, this is the small floor, this is the small cave, this is the small whatever. Not endless, not connecting everything, not like, you know? I like random generation when it comes to locale. I like it big. Because then there's a sense of exploration. There's a sense of wanting to find everything. And if you get lost, you know, in a game like Persona, there's a map. There really is a map. And if you get lost, maybe that's a good thing. It allows you to grind more, it allows you to encounter more enemies, it allows you to, you know, get more money and treasure and XP. I think that if the floors were large, I think that'd be pretty cool. That's just my take on it. This game is already long finished, and they're never going to change that, and it is randomly generated, so I don't have, like, any say in that. You know, that's proof. This is proof that it is randomly generated. I don't know. Big does not always equal better, but in this case, I feel like it does, because it increases certain feelings, and increases certain aspects of things.
Good teamwork, everyone. Now on to the next.
Cool. On to the next, yeah. Cool, Akihiko, cool. I have nothing to say here. You can tell I'm, like, absolutely out of it.
In this situation.
Yeah, I'm tired. Wow. I think maybe I'll just do the one episode for the day, and then upload my first and then my second. And then I just like planning things out loud. It means nothing. I'll probably have some more audio recorded. I'll have my next episodes up at some point in time. You know, it gives me more time to be more awake and more active and more whatever I need to be. You know. Ooh.
Get up quickly. Excellent. You avoided it.
Oh yeah, I did want to confuse them. That's right. I like that the ball on the chain is, like, always floating. But especially when it's confused, it seems like it's just, like, bobbling around and stuff. It doesn't even seem real.
Let's see.
It's kind of funny. It's like a balloon. I know I'm not talking a lot here, mainly because I'm just out of it. But, you know, sometimes I just like these quiet moments. These moments where just, like, nothing happens. And I don't have to feel so, like, forced to talk. So, while I was recording that first section of audio, my dog started barking again, which is, you know, it's always a blast, I guess. I don't know. Point is, I'm back now. I was gonna say that my social battery isn't, like, out or anything, and I'm not, like... Yeah, my social battery isn't out, right? I just have a very limited, like, talking timer, I guess, you know? I don't feel like talking all the time, I don't feel like doing much of anything all the time, you know? I'm a very inactive, lazy person, and, like, I kinda prefer it like that. Mainly because being lazy is just so nice, you know? It really is. Like, everyone is, like, all like, yo, don't be lazy, be productive, do things, right? And I get the point, but, like, can I have a minute, you know?
Alright.
Can I have an hour a day to myself where I could just kick back and relax and chill out for once? Life is already so work-oriented, why do I have to just, like...
Good day.
Not work-oriented, but it's like...
Here are my
It's
let's
focused
hear
on
the
being
results.
productive. It's focused on doing things, and
By all
I get it. But I like being lazy. Being lazy is who I am, you know? Laziness is a part of everyone. I just like it
Very
that
well.
way. I like taking breaks. I like having limited times on things. It just gives me time to refresh and stuff. Stuff is just so stressful, I guess, you know? I've said you know a lot. I should really stop that. I don't know, it's a staple. Anyway, for this episode, we're gonna wrap it up for today. And carry on in the next part. I've been Eire with Saturn's Edge, and I'll see y'all around. Bye.